Using the faux suede setting on my Cricut, I cut out a couple different Christmas tree shapes onto the leather from Dollar Tree. It cut it out perfectly. By using that setting, it automatically went over the image twice, and look at this. It cut it like butter. I wasn't sure if this was going to work. I do have the Cricut Explorer 2, and I know it works on the Maker, but I wasn't sure if it was going to work on my 2, and it did. Look at how well this cut out. I'm really excited to know now that I can cut out of that. So using this sign from my Michael's grab bag, I'm going to pop off that middle there with the birds and sand it down. And now using a piece of scrapbook paper, I'm going to go ahead and adhere that down onto my sign. Now this is a piece of paper I picked up at Hobby Lobby. It has like a faux leather look to it as well. So I will go ahead and adhere that down. Now the frame of this already had kind of a distressed look, and I loved it. So I laid all my trees down how I liked, and then I took a picture so that I remember when I take them all off to glue them down. So originally I was going to do them like that, where I set them down at the bottom. So if you like that look, do that. But then I decided I really want to lift them up about 1.5 inches off from the bottom. So I go ahead and I measure 1.5 inches up, and now I'm going to rearrange them once again to make sure I do like them a little bit up. Then I adhere them down with my Barely Art precision glue. You don't really want to use hot glue on this because these are really thin pieces of faux leather, and the hot glue is going to be like clumpy. So it's going to give you weird bubbles. So you just want to use like a flat glue. Okay, so now that I have them all adhered down, I decide that I want to give them kind of a twine foreground, like a horizontal line here that they're kind of sitting on this. So I go ahead and I do it 3 times. Now I do the first one straight, and then I do the other one kind of like in an X, just to give it some dimension, and then I'll tie a little tiny bow with that twine. Now originally I went back and forth. Do I put a sentiment down at the bottom, like Merry Christmas or something of the sort? I chose not to. My daughter was looking at it and she was like, Mom, you really should put something here like Merry Christmas. And so I went back and forth. So if you'd like to use some black stickers or maybe your Cricut and add Merry Christmas at the bottom, I think that would also look good. But anyhow, this was a super easy project and I really like the way it turned out. Today I am collaborating with Patty J. Good Designs. I discovered her channel, and you know me, I love gnomes. And every Monday she puts out a new gnome, how to make it. They're absolutely adorable. And then every Thursdays she does a Dollar Tree DIYs. So I know you're going to love her channel as much as I do. So make sure you check the description box. I will have a link to her video today, and let her know that Lisa sent you over. Using a palette board I had in my stash, I went ahead and hand drew this circular design here. It's something I saw on Pinterest. And then I'm going to use this twine from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to follow those lines that I made. So I know you're like, I can't freehand that. So I am in the process of building a website where I can have these downloads for free. But until then, again, you're welcome to come over to Instagram and DM me over there, and I will send you this pattern, okay? So then you can trace it onto your board if you want to make this. So you could use any Dollar Tree sign. You can cover it however you want. You could do it on poster board. I had this cute palette sign in my stash, so that is what I chose to use. But again, so my Instagram handle is $__mom. And just, again, DM me over there and I will send you the pattern. Now, as you see here, I'm just twirling this. I'm using my hot glue. You're really going to want to use a precision tip for this one. If you don't have a precision tip one, you're going to want to use a very small pressure on your hot glue because you don't want this to clump. But again, I'm just tracing with my hot glue and then putting the twine along where I put the hot glue. So it's really easy. It's a little bit tedious because this, you're making lots of swirls and whatnot, but it is fun to do. It's easy to do. Again, it's just a little bit time consuming. Okay, so I will let you watch here while I do a couple of the swirls. I won't make you watch the whole thing. I think you'll get the gist of it, that I'm just tracing and putting the twine down. Okay, this is what it looks like when I'm all finished, and then taking some of these metallic star beads from Dollar Tree, I go ahead and position them around my Christmas tree, hot glue them down, and this project is complete. I think it is a really cool Christmas tree. I'm using this reindeer head that I have in my stash. I do believe it comes from Joann's, or you can use this one right here from Dollar Tree. And I went ahead and stained it, and I didn't like how it looked. So then I just used some like dark chocolate paint, and I like how that looks better. So I went ahead and painted that. This particular deer head is also chalkboard on the other side. And then I'm using this sign from Dollar Tree. Isn't that really cool with the different browns? I really like it. It comes in 3 different sizes, and I think that's going to be a really cool addition to Dollar Tree. Anyhow, I glued that reindeer head down, and then using some of my greenery, I go ahead and get 2 of those swags there and glue those down as well. This is a super simple project, but I love how it turned out, and it's a really great neutral piece. I am doing neutral decor this year, lots of woodsy type look, so that is what I went for. Now this particular greenery set I had these plastic uh, pine cones on it that I didn't like. So I grabbed some from the Dollar Tree that are real looking, and I added those to my sign. Added a little bit of ribbon there in the center, and that's done. Super cute, natural Christmas decor. Using this fabric and car sham, I'm going to make a pillow. I use the whole piece of fabric here, and I'm just using my heat press here just to iron it out. So you could just use your iron. You don't need to use this. And then I'm going to kind of draw out, I just hand drew out a tree. If you need to, you can print one off your computer and trace around it. But I went ahead and just cut the sham here and cut around this tree that I drew on. You will have to give it a little haircut here and there to get the long pieces off, but this is how I got my tree shape. And then for the pillow, I folded it long ways. Now this particular fabric has words, so you have to make sure your words are going horizontally. Now I'm going to turn it right sides together, and using my hot glue gun, I am going to glue around the edges. Now, in hindsight, I meant to use my fabric glue and had a brain fart and used my hot glue instead. And the hot glue gun just doesn't stick as well unless you have a fabric glue stick in there. So I highly recommend that you use actual fabric glue, because this did pop open when I was turning it inside out and when I was filling it, and I had to re-hot glue it. So that's my advice for you. Or also maybe put the hot glue a little further in and not so close to the edge. But either way, it did turn out. So now as you can see, I'm pulling it inside out, and I'm going to use some filling that I have in my stash, and I'm going to fill it here, and then I have to close it up here with my hot glue. And all you do is you turn each side, you fold each side down, and it kind of gives you that seam, and then you pinch it. Now, it'll be helpful if you kind of pin it together first. I don't know why I was making this so hard, because making pillows is super easy, but I guess my brain was not functioning properly when I was making this. So do as I say and not as I do. So once you get your pillow all put together here, now see, I got smart and got my fabric glue out. So I was like, dang it, why didn't I use that first? And I'm going to glue that down to the front here, and I'm going to make it off to the side there, because now I'm going to use this yarn from Dollar Tree. It's so pretty. It's like chenille. And then using a white pen, I'm going to write out the word joy, and I'm doing it very lightly, so that way when I trace over it, you are not going to see my writing at all. And then using my fabric glue, I will go ahead and trace it again with the glue and put the yarn over the word. And now I have a cute little decorative pillow. Which of today's projects were your favorite? Go ahead and leave me a comment down below, and I would love to hear if you plan on recreating one of these. I hope this got your Christmas creative juices flowing. Don't forget to check out Patty's video. A link is in the description. And until next time, happy crafting!